Hey everybody, Bobby Umar here, and I'm about to start my weekly chat with Seopa.com. Let's take a look. Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Bobby Umar. I'm a four-time TEDx speaker and Inc. Magazine's top 100 leadership speakers. And today I'm going to talk about TEDx, how I became a four-time TEDx speaker. This is part of my weekly chat on Periscope with Seopa. You can check out the videos we've done at seopa.com/stream. And yeah, I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Tell me where you're from. Comment below. I want to hear where you're from. And I'm in a new location. It's a cool studio. I got a cool studio where I'm working with some of my team, and it's really awesome. And downtown Toronto is very, very exciting. So today I'm going to talk about how some insights around becoming a four-time TEDx speaker, what I did, how it worked. You know, I do a lot of work with actually helping people get TEDx talks. I also do a lot of some webinars and training on this, and it's something I'm very passionate about. And today it's all about hashtag seize your passion, right? So that's why I'm here. And again, if you like what you're hearing, the hearts are great. We love the hearts. It makes me feel good. It makes other people feel good. Encourages them to share hearts. Share this on Facebook, share this on Twitter, share this with your network so we can get more people part of the conversation. You can ask me any question below, anything you want, and I will do my best to answer it. So I have 5 things I want to share in terms of TEDx talks and the insights. Let's start with the first thing, which is the background. You know, the background of TEDx talks, and for me personally, is that, you know, one of the reasons why I did a TEDx talk is because a lot of my work is about messaging, and I share content, I sell ideas, and I share myself. And no matter what business you're in or whatever passion you're trying to do, it's important for you to be able to share your passion and seize your passion by actually talking about who you are and what you're doing. And by the way, again, tell me where you are. I'm from Toronto. Tell me where you're from. Are you from Hamilton? Are you from the US? Are you from Europe? Let me know. All right, so let me know below. I want to hear. So for me, the background is, you know, TEDx talks, honestly, I never knew what they were. And when I finally got my first opportunity to do one, I had to look it up to check it out what it was all about. And then I was like, wow, okay, this is kind of interesting. Ideas matter. People from every single person that I admired or followed was sharing content. It was actually quite amazing. Bill Gates and Tony Robbins and Bill Clinton and political leaders and religious leaders and business leaders were all doing TED Talks. It was phenomenal. So when I first got the opportunity to do this, I was like, you know what? I need to do this too. And so at first I didn't know about it, and if you don't know about it, honestly, I think you should check it out. Go to TED.com, check out what they have. The second thing I talk about is how did I get my 4 TEDx talks? Well, honestly, the reason I got them is because of networking. That's really what it's all about. Networking is the first thing. So connecting with people and talking to people and creating relationships and always sharing my ideas because they're like, hey, you know, that's a great idea, Bobby. You should get that on stage. And so there you go. That's one thing. The second thing is building an authority brand around myself, building a thought leadership brand about who I am. Because I will tell you, the 4 TEDx talks that I've done, they all came because people asked me to speak. The first one was actually an intern that I worked with. He was organizing a conference, and he said, Bobby, you know, you want to come speak at my TEDx talk? I'm like, TEDx, sure, what's that? Okay. And then when I found out what it was, I did it. And if you ever seen my TEDx talk, it's called The 5 C's of Connection. You'll actually see me be very, very nervous. Well, in the beginning, I have a teddy bear, which I just found backstage, and I took it on stage and I started talking about it. So that was actually really cool. And how I got it was really through networking. The other ones all came through networking. People asked me to speak at their events, but they also asked me because they saw that I was creating great content around leadership and personal branding and networking and authentic connection and things like that. And that's what really made it work. Now, the third question I want to talk about is how do I prepare for a TEDx talk? And this is something that a lot of people don't know or don't understand. So the best way for you to prep for a TEDx talk is you have to think about how do you want the audience to feel, and what exactly is the takeaway? What action do you want them to take? There's got to be a call to action, or do you want them to go out there and do more work for saving forests? Do you want them to go out there and spend more time with their children? Do you want them to go out there and invest in mutual funds? I don't know, whatever it is, you have to think about what it is you want them to do, because if you think about what you want them to do, then they're more likely to resonate with your preparation. Another big thing with preparation is you have to have a story arc. Now they say in TEDx, they want you, it's actually a bit stressful because they say, tell us your one big idea, tell us a bit about yourself personally, dive deep into the topic, do it with minimal slides, and in less than 18 minutes. And that can be very stressful for a lot of people. I was stressed the first time. I rehearsed it 30 times before I even went on. So how you prep, you have to prep for that. And I'll tell you, when I went over time the first time, I was freaking out in my head And so you want to make sure you plan for enough time. So if you get a 14-minute talk, then plan for 12 minutes. If you have an 18-minute talk, plan for 16 minutes, because you most likely will go over, and you want to make sure you don't go over because they frown upon that. And also, if you do go over, you're less likely to get the TED Talk showing up on the TED.com site, which is really a game changer if you can make that happen for yourself. I prepped with minimal slides, but I prepped my story arc, and I had my one key message, which I mentioned in the beginning, and the middle, and the end. And thank you for the hearts. Love the hearts. If you like what you're hearing and you like what Silva's doing, please share more hearts. Just tap and double tap. Like, it's very, very easy to tap the thing and share the hearts. So we love that. Thank you so much. So and if you have any questions about how I prepped or about TEDx talks, put them below, and I'll answer them right now because I'm here. You're able to access me, and I'm happy to help you guys out. All right. So that to me is a big part of prepping. Then another big part of prepping is rehearsing. Another thing I did was I get feedback from somebody. Say, here's my story, here's what I'm trying to do, what do you think of it? There's people like me and other people I know, like my friend Andrea, who coach TEDx speakers and help them craft a story and the right way to use the right imagery, the right story, the right background to really make it compelling and really engaging. Remember, the ultimate goal, and this is something that I talk about in great detail in one of my TEDx training webinars, the ultimate goal is to get your video to be featured on TED.com, because that's what really makes a difference. One of my friends, Drew Dudley, he did a 6-minute TEDx talk years ago, just on everyday leadership, called Lollipop Leadership. And next thing you know, it was featured on the TED.com site. Pretty soon, 350,000 views later, he got an agent, and now he travels all around the world speaking. He's a successful speaker, so it's great. Okay, so you got a TEDx invite, and fear got the best of you. So yeah, what's the fear? The fear of not doing well with the presentation, the fear of sharing your idea. You know what? What's really important is to share your ideas and to build something, get feedback. If you got the invite, you got it for a specific reason, because of your content or because of your connection. And if you did a good job, then you should leverage that. And you know what? Next time, call me and I'll help you, or let's Periscope and we'll talk about it. To me, that's an important thing. The fourth thing, so the first thing, 3 things I talked about: the background of TEDx, how I got my 4 TEDx talks. Number 3, how I prep for a TEDx talk. Now number 4, how do I help others with their TEDx talks? Well, there's 2 things. One is I help them figure out what are your stories, what are your ideas. So, within you there are actually dozens of ideas, but I try to extract 2, 3, or 4 ideas from you, based on your life and your story and what you're all about. The second thing is, now how do we target that to find the right TEDx talk event for you? So find the place to, like one of my friends, she lives in Toronto, but she went to Switzerland to do her TEDx talk, and that's fine, because you want to find the right place to do your TEDx talk. So, and then third, I do a lot of training webinars, and I coach people specifically on TEDx events. So that's another way that I help people do that stuff. And if you have any questions on anything to do with TEDx, you can ask me, or you can submit a question via Silpa. You can make your own video and share with them, and they'll share it with everybody else. Now, the 5th thing I want to talk about is why TEDx talks are so important. The reason why TEDx talks, I see the fear of speaking to hundreds of people that are probably smarter than you. Well, you know what? If you do the right TEDx talk, you will actually be the smartest in the room. But a big part of it is to make sure you do it the right way. And remember, everyone feels this way. I fear before every talk. It's okay. It's normal. It makes you human. But the opportunity is so much more than what you realize. So why the TEDx talk? TEDx is a strong brand. It's a global brand. People recognize it. The minute I had my first TEDx talk, my second TEDx talk, as soon as I said 2-time TEDx speaker, they're like, wow, not only is he a TEDx speaker, he did it twice. Now I have 4. It could have been 6, but I've actually been invited for 2 TEDx talks, and I rejected those. Now, why did I reject those? Well, you know what? Ask me later and I'll tell you. But not all TEDx events are the same. They're not all on equal levels. So I did that. But so the TEDx talk is great for your brand. It's a great training for you to hone in your speaking abilities. It helps you focus your ideas on one idea and get some clarity. It helps you learn how to reach an audience in less than 18 minutes. And for the most part, it's an incredible network of amazing people in the audience. And who wouldn't you want a better network with than people who are amazing, that want to be there? These aren't people who, oh, I have to watch this thing. They're people who want to be there. And that's the best audience you could ever ask for. So, if you have any other questions, post them below. If you have any other comments, you have any other things you like, by all means, share those with people. And join me every week at 11:45 a.m. with Silpa. I'll be sharing content and sharing talks weekly, and I'll be here on Periscope. You can also follow me live or on Twitter, on Facebook. I'm happy to share your thoughts and see what you're all about. So have yourself a fantastic day, and we'll see you next week.